Le hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma.
Oh, we are back. We are back. It's your boy Justin and my guy Berto the Man. We are back. And we're here, Masters and None, episode 94. 94. First of all, we're missing a very important person right now. A very, very important special person to the podcast, and that is Mr. Twiz.
Producer Twiz.
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
It's that gentleman's birthday.
It's Twiz's birthday.
So everybody, please, if you know that man, if you don't know that man, go ahead and send him some kind of DM, some kind of post, some kind of something. Wish him a happy birthday because he is a special, special guy.
At Does This Look Infected? Happy birthday, my guy.
Yes.
Damn, man. It's funny because, you know, you and I both know this. Like, we kind of know like what kind of a week we're having, and like when it comes to like media and like what's going on, what's not going on.
True.
This week has been one of those weeks where it's not a lot of new stuff, but it's a lot of continuing things.
Kind of the sequel to last crazy week.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's an excellent way of putting that.
Yeah, because we got spoiled last week.
Yeah.
We got spoiled last week. There was too much stuff going on. Mike Tyson knocking people out on a plane. Well, by the way, that guy's suing him now.
Fuck that guy.
As I knew he would. Are you kidding me, man? That guy deserved to get. He didn't hit him hard enough, to be honest.
Yeah, damn.
They would have had to reroute that plane if I had my way. If he did what I wish he would have done, they would have had to emergency land that shit in like Philly.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know?
Damn, bro. You know what though? At one point, you gotta stand up and just be a man and be like, yo, I fucked up. Like, I shouldn't have been in there. But you're gonna get the kind of money off that suit that's gonna change your life.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but he looks like a complete and total loser that's just going to take that money and ruin it.
People don't give a fuck about that. Remember the guy who bought the patent on some medicine and he fucking hiked it up?
Yeah, he bought that, I think it was HIV medication.
Yeah, he ended up going to jail, but...
Yeah, he was a complete and total dirtbag too.
And then he bought the Wu-Tang album. Like, he bought that.
It was like 40 racks.
Yeah.
He paid for it. It was a one-on-one.
Yeah, it was a one-of-one. And he just never released it. Like, he ever got to listen to it.
Yeah. Can we shout out Wu-Tang for having like the first like tangible NFT? How about that? That shit was like a one-on-one type of, you know, it'll never be done again. One person buys it. One person owns it. You know, it was like a physical piece of artwork.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Given it's not an NFT because, you know, to be honest, if it was an NFT, I wouldn't know because you know what I don't know shit about? NFTs. I don't know a goddamn thing about NFTs.
I don't know anything about. I mean, no, I do know. I understand what they are. And Spaz in the chat. What up, Spaz? I'm surprised that kid gets. I'll be surprised. I'd be surprised that kid gets anything, to be honest. Tyson being on that plane where he can't just walk away. And from my understanding, everyone on the plane sided with Tyson. That is true. That is factual. And that guy was antagonizing him.
Yeah, I mean,
but
he didn't physically do anything to him, I don't think. I mean, the video kind of cuts and then cuts back to him getting beat up.
If I'm the judge, jury, executioner, Tyson gets to fuck this guy at the end of the day. Like, he gets,
if he wants to.
If he wants to, of course.
And funny bit of info about this video. We played that on I don't think it was last episode. I think it was the episode before.
It was a couple episodes ago.
So we played this video during our podcast live, and we kind of reacted to it and discussed it. We had a little discourse in the chat, and well, TMZ apparently took out a copyright strike on us, so they demonetized that video. But we're gonna leave that shit up because that's how we get down. So it is what it is. Luckily, funny? Yeah, it is funny, and luckily we don't need the money from this channel. You know, we don't need any kind of income from here.
I seen it. I was like, copyright strike. What the fuck? It just goes to show you these guys ain't fucking around, right? Like they'll find their content on like any corner of the fucking internet, or maybe it's like a YouTube algorithm that just points it out.
It's. I'm sure it has to do with audio.
Yeah.
You know, it has to do with audio. Like they have like a sound wave, you know, and it matches up like transients. There's like software that matches that shit up. So if we would have muted the video, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
You know, but the fact that we didn't, I mean, it's got TMZ's watermark all over it. It's not like we're trying to pass it off as our own,
Yeah.
you know, and we didn't make any money from that episode. Like what, you know, you demonetized what?
Yeah, great.
Good for you.
We would have made 11 cents. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Good for you.
Thanks, buddy.
But,
Fuck him.
but so Spaz is saying he thought he threw a bottle at him, according to witnesses.
People say that he threw a water bottle at him.
Well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Facts.
I wouldn't throw a water bottle at a caged Mike Tyson. If he was in a cage at a zoo, I wouldn't throw a water bottle at Mike Tyson, let alone if he was in the wild.
Yeah,
and I
you're
was
crazy.
Get out of here. That's the same idiot that hangs out of the Jeep on a safari and thinks
Oh
it's a
my
good
God.
idea.
Because of the way it works. You can't. We're gonna.
Yo, we are back. I don't know what the hell happened. But we're back live. We apologize, guys. But we're back. But yes, Mike Tyson knocked that dude out, and that dude had every single right hand coming that he got. Because that's what happens when you play stupid games. And we don't know why it is. We were just talking about why is it that people jump into zoo exhibits. Because I said that even if they had Mike Tyson in a cage, I wouldn't even throw a water bottle at him, let alone throw a water bottle at him live in the wild.
Yeah. I don't know. People are fucking weird.
People are just crazy, man. It's, you know, how many times you see people jump down into like the lion exhibit or like the polar bear. I think there's just a decent, like people are desensitized because, you know, you got the Coca-Cola polar bears. They're drinking bottles of Coke and stuff like that. You know, you got the grizzly bears like wiping their ass with the Charmin toilet tissue. But really,
those animals will fuck you in the mouth if they had the chance.
dude, they'll rip you apart. You didn't see that clip, I think it was like a couple weeks ago or something, that dude in a Lamborghini, and that bear, it was a small bear. It was like maybe like 150-pound bear, ripped the door off his Lamborghini like it was a Band-Aid.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, he just put his hands on it, was just like, whoom, just ripped the whole door off. I was like, holy shit. And it was like, you know, them guys, some rich ass like dudes in the Middle East, they were laughing about it. He was like, strong bear. Ma. You know, I was like, yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I'm glad.
Damn, no, I didn't see that. That's kind of crazy. I'm sure it was a super nice Lamborghini.
Yeah, it was.
They're all nice, but
Yeah.
you know what's funny is like you look at a Lamborghini and you might not notice, but there's a big difference between like a kind of expensive Lamborghini and like a real expensive Lamborghini. But
Yeah.
it's not like you can't really see it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you got to really know what you're looking for. Yo, good looking Spaz. I appreciate you. Yeah, Adobe crashed and then it forced the broadcaster to crash.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. But
There's not a huge difference between like you could get like a Huracan, right? You could get and then you could get like a Huracan Evo and like spend exorbitant amount of money, like more money. Same thing. You know what's cool too when you get to spec out those cars,
Yeah.
because you can turn a $200,000 car into like an $800,000 car with like not that much, with like a couple options.
Yeah.
you could get a color that they don't make. You could pick your
Yeah.
own color.
I mean, that's fine. You could like mix your own.
Yeah, you could get your own colors. Like it's called paints a sample, I think, and they have to approve it and shit like that. But you could get like a one of one, like, you know, Lamborghini or whatever, Ferrari. I don't know if Ferrari does it. I know Lamborghini does it.
Have we ever talked about like the way they name Lamborghinis? Have we ever talked about that? Like,
They're named after bulls.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's just fire.
And also how Lamborghini started. I think if I know the story correct, he used to make like farm equipment, like tractors and shit. Yeah. And then he was a Ferrari like collector. And he said the Ferrari wasn't going fast enough or something like that. And then like
He made his own shit.
Enzo Ferrari was like, oh yeah, why don't you fuck off and go and make like a wood chipper or some shit, whatever it is you do. And he was like, oh yeah, cool story, bro. Hold my beer. You know?
Hold my espresso.
Right? Yeah. But yeah, I love stories like that, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Spaz in the chat said, "Are we going to touch on the NFL draft at all?" It's funny because we were talking about the draft before right before we went live.
Yep.
And we were debating putting it in the title or not.
Yeah.
Because, in all honesty, I don't know. I can't talk for Justin, but I can say something for myself. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the draft. The draft for me is like, I think it's super cool. You ever watch the draft?
I mean, I've watched a little bit of the draft, but to me, it's just I don't know. It don't really do it for me. There's a lot of bullshit in between. It takes way too long until the next pick, and I'm like, nah.
I just think it's cool how like the player comes up and he puts the hat on.
Yeah.
Like that's the part I think is cool because like I'm sure I wonder what like the before is, right? When everybody's sitting at the house, like the people who don't know they're getting picked, like they're sitting at the house like saying like, damn, I don't know where I'm gonna live, but like hopefully one of these guys pick me and I get to move.
Yeah.
Can you imagine not knowing where you're gonna go?
I want to say most people know. I think there's some kind of like unwritten kind of, thing. It's like,
Not
like,
everybody knows because I think the people at the end, the people in the beginning probably know. They're first round people, but
Yeah.
you start getting later into the rounds.
the 11th round.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if those motherfuckers
Yeah.
know because I don't even know if the teams know because there's at that point your picks are based off of like somebody else picked this guy, you were going to pick him, and then this team picked them, so on and so forth. So you have alternates.
yeah, that's true. Like, I'm sure that everybody has an idea of who they're going to pick, who they want to pick. Like, yeah, we need a quarterback. We're going to pick so-and-so, and then that quarterback gets snatched up like 2 rounds before you even have an opportunity or, a few picks before, because I think by that time, everybody's going to be gone. And then, you're lucky enough in like the 9th round, if you might end up with a Tom Brady and you have no idea.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were going to talk about the draft, but the truth is we don't know what the fuck is going on with the draft. I think it's also hard, bro, to follow college football. That's a lot of fucking players.
It is. It's a ton of fucking players. And it's a ton of players that that a lot of times they don't perform consistently through their college career. So sometimes they might be like, oh, so and so, and then there's an injury in their sophomore year, and then they end up not going.
Well, that's the thing about like transitioning from like college sports to like professional sports or sports in general. Like injuries could really plague you. You could be somebody who's an excellent player, and I know this has happened before, but I just can't remember who he is or who she is. It's definitely who he is, but I don't remember. Like people will be hurt for like 2 years and they'll be out, but they'll, continue to be on the team and continue to go to school. Then next thing you know, it's their senior year and they fucking dominate like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And, it's like, oh, who's this guy? Came out of nowhere, oh, he's been hurt for 2 years, or vice versa. They come back and they're dog shit.
Yeah, or they, sometimes what I really can't stand, or what's kind of disappointing is when somebody's really like a stud in college, and then they get drafted, and then they're ass once they're pro. Like it happens a lot in the NBA.
Has shit happened on the Tennessee Titans? The quarterback was it Vince Young? Who was it? It was a guy, and he couldn't hack the NFL. Like he lost his mind and shit.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Spaz is going to say who it was. I'm sure he is. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. Or anybody else, if you remember who I'm talking about in the chat, let us know who I'm talking about.
And if you watch basketball at all, like if you remember Kwame Brown, he was the number 1 overall draft pick one year.
Number 1
overall NBA draft pick.
He was the first guy to go.
First guy they picked. And boy, he's ass cheeks. He sucked. Like there was I literally knew 6 guys that would have bust his ass.
How was he? What happened?
He was like a center. He was a center or a power forward. I don't know. He was just trash. I don't know what happened.
Hurt?
No, he was just shit. Like he just couldn't perform at all. I think it was just. Sometimes I think that these guys, it just ends up. There's this sense of almost entitlement, so to speak. Like they're just used to just being good without really trying that hard. And then when you reach that top pinnacle level of athletic performance, you can't skip practice anymore.
Yeah.
You can't skip practice anymore. You can't just get by on your athletic ability and on,
You talking about practice? Practice?
You know what's funny? Because they took that quote. That was Allen Iverson, for anybody that doesn't know. That was not even the way he intended that. If that's all in context, he's talking about one of his homies had just been killed or something like that, or something terrible happened in his life, and they were asking him about practice and about missing practice, and he's like, "You're talking about practice?" It was I don't remember exactly what the event was. I don't know if it was one of his friends or a family member.
He's not saying practice is not important. He's saying that what happened was more like, how could you guys ask me about this when you know about this other traumatic event?
Exactly. He's like, practice? You gonna ask me? You talking about practice? And it was just in comparison to what was really going on in his personal life. That's what he was talking about. Not practice. I don't practice, fool. What do you think? I come out here and I show up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday? Yeah, right. And everybody demonized him and portrayed him in his way that he don't practice.
Yeah, that's not what he was saying.
No.
Spaz says he wants to see the Giants pick up some offensive line, some offensive line players. But that's another thing, right? And that's a good point because. Or it's a good statement because it brings up to me, Even if you don't know all about all the college players, or you don't know who's this guy, who's that guy, like what your team needs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's another way of watching it. I never watched it from that perspective. Knowing your team needs a quarterback and saying like, yo, I hope we just pick up a QB. And then you can look them up who they are afterwards.
Yeah.
But they are the guys who know every fucking player. That shit's hard as fuck. It's hard. It's hard for football. It's even harder for baseball, in my opinion.
Baseball is difficult in order to pick people. And baseball, people typically play a little deeper into their college career in baseball. So there's like an evolution of guys. Like guys don't play like in the NBA, they do like one semester and leave. Yeah. Like in college, like they have to do 1 year now, I think it is.
Which is ridiculous.
1 year you have to be like 19 or something like that. It's like one or the other, something like that. I forget which one it is. But that's like nonsense to me, In the NFL, in college football, I think it's similar as well. Football and baseball, I think they play their college careers a little bit longer. I think so anyway. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this link to our Instagram right quick.
I think it's I get the 19 part. You should be able to go whenever. You shouldn't be forced to like go to a school. There's plenty of people who didn't go to college and went straight to the NBA and are legendary. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant didn't go to college, right? He went straight from high school.
Straight from high school, yeah.
Yeah. Who's the other dude? Is it Kevin Garnett?
He went from high school also.
Yeah, there's tons of players that didn't go to college and came in and fucking dominated. And these are people who are great. So I don't see why you have to go to college to play in a professional sport. Doesn't make any sense to me.
No, I think it's complete nonsense, and I think that there's other things you could be doing. I think it's a racket. I think it's all about like, yeah, you have to go to college now because you have to keep on feeding the machine that is, college athletics. Because that's how they make their money. Again, this goes back to us talking previously about how absurd it is they don't pay these players. Like they make tens of millions of dollars annually in revenue on these guys' names, ticket sales, jerseys, things like that. I mean, you see the arenas on these
Dude, we talked about the
campuses.
Fucking coaches' salaries.
Unbelievable.
These guys are raking it in.
Unbelievable.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, man, it's nonsense. But let's see. So we were discussing when we first went live tonight about this about kind of this week being a continuation of last week, and boy is it. Mm-hmm. If anybody has had a little an opportunity during the day to just jump on and glance at that Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, what a circus, dude. This is a shit show. You want to talk about reality TV?
This is very good reality TV, and I'll tell you one thing, I love every character they bring in.
Yeah,
every time another witness comes up, it's like a funnier dude or like a funnier person.
It's just like more like how the plot thickens. Like what I love, bro, I can't even lie, I love certain characters. Like Berto and I were talking earlier, we're like, who do you really like in terms of characters that have testified?
Yeah.
And one of my favorite ones is the guy that's like the Ray Donovan character. He's like this like English guy, or I think he's English. And he's so like just chill and calm, and he was Johnny's house manager, and that's what he does. He does like high profile house management for I would imagine just like celebrities, rich people, that kind of thing,
ballers.
And and when he's getting cross examined, the lady's like, well, it's fair to say, or whoever the prosecuting attorney was, whatever that is, they're like, so it's it says here that you were quoted saying that you believe that you would be able to influence like the housekeeper woman to, not talk about the destruction to the house and what had happened, and he's like, well, she's like, does that mean that you lie and you cover things up? And I'm like, damn, this is really some real life Ray Donovan shit, and he's like, well, surely discretion is part of my job. Operating with discretion. And all I could think about was like how many OD'd hookers he's dragged out of celebrities' houses, and like how many guns he's stashed in it that he's buried out in the woods. Like I could only imagine if that dude were to write a book, some kind of book, or
That expression, if walls could talk, if that dude could talk,
Bro.
that's what that really means. I like his best friend, the guy from Brooklyn. The guy, they were like, they asked him, they're like, how did you kiss her? They were like, did you do like, the double kiss? Before you said you kissed her twice. He said, a double kiss? He said, nah, that's European. I'm from Brooklyn. He says, I'm from Brooklyn. That's some like the Europeans do that. I don't do a double kiss thing. I don't know what you're talking about. It was the funniest shit. That guy's my favorite dude. I like him, and now I like the dude that was smoking the vape. The dude that was driving during his testimony. They're cross-examining this guy, and he's like delivering Uber Eats or some shit.
The Spanish guy, right?
Yes!
He seems like Alejandro or something like that.
Dude, when I seen him smoking the vape and like laughing, like I was like, what? I didn't even know. I didn't, when I first seen the thumbnail, I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this somebody reviewing the case? Is this some douchebag giving his shitty opinion on what's going on in the case? I was like, no. They're fucking, this guy's on the stand.
Bro, did you hear the part when he was like, when they asked him, they were like, you said this and that about, they were like quoting him. You know how like lawyers do, they're trying to like trip him up and shit. And he's like, do you know? I don't remember. He's like, I don't remember. He said, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. That's what he said. And they were like, well, we sent you court documents. He's like, yeah, he sent me court documents. He said, but to be honest, I didn't review them at all. He said, yeah, he said, bro, I was crying. He said, I didn't review them at all. He said, because I don't want to be involved. He said, to be honest, he said, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. That's what he said. He said, I'm like over this, and then he starts like whipping the car. I was dying, bro. And then he's like drinking a Mountain Dew.
They got some of the fucking funniest characters. These guys on there are fucking hilarious.
It was killing me, man. And then what also cracked me up was that hot psychologist they had on there. Did you see her?
No, they got a hot psychologist?
Yeah, she was some hot blonde psychologist with like glasses and like a pantsuit.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, so she's talking about how like Amber Heard is fucking nuts, she was hired by Johnny Depp.
Hold on, what are we just getting like the Johnny Depp side, and then like next week, like in 2 weeks from now, we're gonna get like her side, or because this chick is getting railed out here. She's not doing good. Like it doesn't look too hot for her.
Well, she's full of shit. That's what it is.
He's full of shit.
Like, how does your ex-wife, Johnny Depp's ex-wife, came to his defense? Like, she's like, nah. This is bullshit. Like, she's crazy, and he would never do any of this.
Talk to me about the porn star psychologist.
So what it was she is an expert witness.
Okay.
That was hired by Johnny's team. Like, she was retained by them in order to kind of examine and make a judgment on Amber Heard's like mental health.
Okay.
So she reviewed all the records from like previous therapists and stuff like that Amber Heard had seen, and she like transcribed she transcribed their notes, stuff like that, in order to kind of make a case. And it's so funny because the Amber Heard's attorney, she steps up, and one of the first things she says is she starts her cross-examination with like, so, you've been to Johnny Depp's house for dinner and drinks, is this right? Prior to you being involved in this case. And she's like, well, that's not exactly right. She's like, I was interviewed by his legal team. And she says, where were you interviewed by his legal team? At his house? And she's like, yes, at his house. She said, and did you not have dinner and drinks? And she's like, well, dinner was served, yes. And I don't recall. It was, a while ago, but I may have had a drink. She said, you had a mule of some sort. Oh. Isn't that right?
She knew she had the copper cup.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, yeah, that may be correct, So right away, she's trying to discredit her. Like, you be at Johnny Depp's house partying and drinking and shit.
There's a mixologist there?
Apparently, the one that spins a napkin and it lands on your glass, So she kept on, like, calling her out about being there for dinner and drinks, And each time, instead of referring to it as, like, a review, because she said, or an interview, rather, she said, I was interviewed by his legal team so they could make an informed decision.
She called it a party?
Yeah, pretty much. She was just like, so you fucked Johnny Depp. I mean, I mean, so she kept on trying to say that she was at the house,
Yeah.
for dinner and drinks.
Yeah, she's trying to say that she's essentially has
She's biased.
Yeah, she's biased.
And then it's so
That's
funny because
ridiculous.
she said, all right, the lady. And the lady's all shitty, looking like Ed Sheeran. I don't know if you saw that lady.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's looking all Ed Sheeran-like in her green pantsuit, right? And she's standing up there and she's like, well, she said, isn't it safe to assume or safe to say that if you were to be found in favor of Amber Heard, you wouldn't be here right now, huh? You wouldn't be here right now. You're pretty much, your job is to be on Johnny Depp's side. So then her attorney stands up or his attorney stands up and says, objection, like this speculation or whatever. And the judge is like, I'll sustain the objection. On to the next question. And she's like, well, no, this is biased. She's like, on to the next question. The lady's all pissed off. Like, of course an expert witness is supposed to be, for kind of one side or the other. That's why they pick her.
That's why they pay her. Strategy.
That's why she's retained by them.
She's chess, not checkers, baby.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I feel like these attorneys just be asking shit like that they already know isn't a good idea, but they just got to get more questions on the fucking piece of paper or something.
Yeah.
Because they just be asking ridiculous shit. Like they asked the guy, the butler dude, the English gentleman.
Yeah.
They asked him. They go, so when you leave, is Johnny ever drinking when you're there? And he goes, well, sometimes. He goes, when I leave, there might be, he might pour himself a glass. And he goes, what about Amber? Is she drinking? And she's like, yeah. He goes, the nights that Amber drinks, when you leave, does Johnny drink? And he's like, when I leave, I don't know. When I leave, I'm not there. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
You wrote this question down? This was one of your questions? When you leave, does he drink? I don't know. And he's like, well, when I get there in the morning, he goes, when I leave, Amber has a glass in her hands. And then when I get there in the morning, there's usually a glass on the nightstand. So I'm only to assume that she was the only one drinking. But I don't know what happens when I'm not fucking there.
Facts. And I love the part when they were asking him about when he found Johnny Depp's finger. When he found a piece, because he had a part of his finger got chopped off during one of their crazy fights and shit.
No, I didn't know that.
Bro, I'm telling you, this shit is wild, bro. I can't even lie.
He found a piece of his finger?
Oh, yeah. He found a piece of his finger because apparently, what they were saying is, she had, thrown some vodka bottles or something like that, and one, cut a piece of his finger off or something. But he's so wild, he was like, they were speculating that, it appeared to be some kind of messages. They didn't say it was blood, but,
he wrote something in the wall?
I don't know. They were saying that it was...
What? What were they saying?
They were trying to, kind of allude to the fact that he had been writing, messages in blood and stuff like that. But they didn't say that. It seemed like they were alluding to that. But then, the OG, Ray Donovan guy, he's like, it was, the material was waxy. It appeared to be lipstick. And they're like, well, how do you know it was lipstick? He said... It was, and he had this gangster kind of twitch about him. Yeah. I was like, yo, this dude has PTSD from the bodies he's buried for these celebrities and shit, And they had photos of the messages. Yo, they just trashed this place. It was a house in Australia. That's where this one part that I'm talking about, bro, it must have been the biggest crib in the world. I'm watching this with my girl. And he's like, and they're asking him to describe it. And he's like, well, on the first floor, there were broken, lamps and messages painted. On the second floor, there was oil paint on the floor. Things, the couch was ripped or whatever. And then he's like, and on the third floor, there was black. And he's describing, he's like, and on the fourth floor.
How big is this fucking house?
That's what I'm saying, bro. He just kept on.
How far did this fight go?
Bro,
they fought for 4 stories?
Bro, they trashed this place. And then they were talking about, what did you do? Did you report this to anybody? And then that's when they started saying that, he was covering it up. And he was just talking about, how he just went and got contractors, bro, in his rental house in Australia, this mansion crib they rented. He goes out and, gets contractors and people to put the house back together the way it was. He had to get a construction crew to fix the house. They were partying, fighting so bad that they were just wrecking this crib in Australia.
Bro, these guys got so much fucking money, bro. When they were talking about his best friend, and then he was like, he's an artist. He paints. And Johnny Depp just pays him to exist so that he could paint. And he was talking about how when he was he showed Johnny some of his paintings, and he was like, yeah, he goes, come bring the paintings by. Johnny, he brings the paintings by, and then he goes, next thing you know, he's offering to sponsor him, to give him a place to do his paintings and stuff like this and that. And he's like, come the next day and I'm gonna we'll figure everything out. The next day he shows up, he's got a fucking penthouse in this like art building somewhere. Like Johnny got him a studio.
Yo, that's it. You know how that goes, bro. Like Bleak could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire. Even if I die, it's in my will somewhere. So you can just kick back and chill somewhere.
Yeah, it just goes to show you how much money these dudes got.
Bro, they got so much bread, bro.
I wonder how much his divorce is going. This whole entire thing is going to cost him.
He's worth like $350 million or something like that. $300 million.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, man. It's it's similar to like Will Smith's net worth. There's predictions that Will Smith and Jada are going to get divorced this year, like within the year. And for some reason, Will Smith is like rumored to be like, nah, we're not getting divorced. So now there's speculation that like, what does she have on him? Like what you and I have already discussed.
Yeah. It's funny because we did talk about that exactly the same thing. It's like, what you know about him?
Yeah, there's got to be something. Like people are like really starting to be like, there's got to be videos of you in some precarious situations or something like that could really like.
Yeah, you think he was on Epstein's island?
Dude, I don't know, man. All I think about is that Scientology thing. I'm like, yo, something must have gone down in that. You ever been to LA?
Never.
You ever drive by the Scientology building?
Nah.
Oh yeah, bro. We went by. It's a massive, like it looks like a hotel, and it just says like Church of Scientology, like mad big on it. It's like this big like purple or like navy blue building, in like downtown. I think it's downtown Los Angeles.
I don't know. The whole entire. I wonder. We know it's so funny because we never really know the truth about things, right? We don't know what the fuck is going on over
Absolutely
there.
not.
We've seen a bunch of Netflix documentaries, but like we've only heard like one side of the fucking story. What the fuck is going on with Scientology,
bro?
What's the truth?
Is there a truth? I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is it was created by L. Ron Hubbard or whatever his name is, and he's the guy that has written the most science fiction books of all time. He's written like hundreds of science fiction books.
Yeah.
And then comes out with like the Scientology story and it becomes a religion. Like it was just a straight up tax grab if you've ever seen these documentaries.
Yeah, bro. My man was like living on a boat.
Yeah.
He was like a fugitive.
Bro, it's a straight up like tax evasion kind of a reason that he made it a religion.
You think that's what the religion is? It's like that's why all these rich people are in there because they just teach them how to avoid taxes.
No, that he made it a religion to avoid paying tax because religious buildings, they don't pay tax on anything. So I don't know, man. It's something weird, but
I love those like cult religious fucking like documentaries.
Oh yeah, man.
I love that shit.
Yeah,
Spaz
bro.
Spaz says I think Will Smith's committed to his commitment and would rather die than end his marriage.
That might be it, but I don't know, man. I don't know how much a man can just take. Because if that's the case, then he's cuck of the century.
Yeah.
Because he's getting humiliated constantly. And it's like, at what point do you just say, like, lift your skirt, find your nuts, and, like, get back to being a man? Because I don't know what else to say to this guy. I don't have anything, I don't know.
I wonder what kind of a life he's living, right? Because we're all looking at this like this dude's sitting at home watching August Alsina dig his wife out. But I really don't know. Like maybe he's like living in a penthouse somewhere and he's like got two twins on like dog leashes, and he gets to do whatever he wants.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm fairly decent at reading people, and that last video that came out, that man is a tortured soul, but. It is what it is, man. I pray to. Well, I'm about to actually buy this shirt. I don't know if you know Valuetainment, right? Pat Bet David's company and his podcast, the PBD podcast. He's actually got a shirt that says "Free Will," and it's got his face and like says "Free Will," and like he's like, I think he's literally imprisoned in this marriage, and something has him trapped there. And he can't leave.
Will, blink twice if you're in danger. Twiz says sorry he's not here rocking with y'all. Yo, Twiz, we gave you your birthday shout out in the beginning. Happy birthday again. If anybody wonders why our guy producer Twiz ain't in the house, it's because it's his birthday today. He sent me a picture of a fire ass steak he's eating right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's how you got to get down, bro.
Yeah.
When it's your birthday, man, treat yourself. Treat yourself.
I wonder now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder how he got his steak. He's a medium. He's a
medium rare, bro.
He's a medium rare guy, you think?
He's got to be. He knows how to eat a steak. Anything other than medium rare is cuckery.
I was funny because I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were talking to me about, because I was making those. My wife made Wagyu sliders the other night, and I was on the phone with somebody, and I was like, "Yeah, my girl's making Wagyu sliders," and they were like, "Yo, I got a piece of Wagyu steak for my job for like working through the pandemic," and
I did too.
And they got 2 of them, and I was like, "Damn, like I bet you." And this person, I know that they like their steaks like a little more well done, which is like, it's. I don't really care, but it's like, it's just not better that way. Like if you like it, you like it, but it doesn't taste better that way.
If you're gonna have a steak well done, just eat chicken, bro.
It's just like,
go get chicken or turkey. You don't deserve a Wagyu steak. Yeah. If you make a Wagyu steak well done, you don't deserve that Wagyu.
He didn't make his.
Am I sounding like a hater?
No. This one I'll get behind you on. You can eat your steak the way you want it, but the truth is like, you shouldn't do that, right? You should, and I think the thing is, I think it's just people. It's the idea of people like, you know, thinking about undercooked meat and thinking like the negative association with it. It's you gotta. I feel like if you take somebody and you put a blindfold on them and you give them 2 different pieces of steak and they're the same cut, and one's well done and the other one's medium or medium rare, anything that it's like, you're gonna like the medium one. It's just like, if there's a juicier cut, it's a juicier piece of meat.
It's easier to chew.
It's easy. Yeah, it's all around just better.
That's how you're supposed to eat it. Like there's like this is why, like, when people overly substitute things at a restaurant, it kind of irritates me, because I'm like, eat it the way the chef says you're supposed to eat it. Mm-hmm. You know, like, unless you have an allergy or something that doesn't agree with you, even if there's something that I'm a little unsure of, I'm like, I don't really like this. Like, there's one thing I always remove, and that's mushrooms, because the texture of mushrooms makes me a little gross. I don't like that shit.
It's like meat.
Yeah, but it's like a fleshy meat. It's weird. It's like, you know, same reason, like, I just don't like that.
I eat them, but I never ask for them.
Yeah, I will remove them unless it's a dish that relies on it. Like, I will never order a marsala or something like that. I was
ask you that.
Because it has mushrooms in it, and mushrooms are kind of like a big component of that dish. So if you're asking for that, you're an idiot.
It's basically like a mushroom stew.
Yeah, so if you ask for that without mushrooms, get something else.
Yeah.
You know, so I like to eat it the way the chef recommends you eat it. Like, to me, like, he knows what he's talking about. I'm not going to go to the doctor and be like, no, I don't want that. I want this medicine. Like, I don't want that medicine.
I think you could do it with a different gauge.
Yeah, you know, to me, that's not the way to go, and I appreciate it, Sabrina. Thank you. Medium rare, you're right, Justin. Yeah, like, if you're gonna have something else, eat chicken. If you're gonna get it well done, like my dad, my mother, I didn't even eat steak growing up because my mother used to overcook it so bad that I thought all steak was just terrible. And then I dated my first white girl. And I was like, oh, this is how you're supposed to eat it.
It's so funny because that's something that like plagues the Latino community, right? Like, all of our parents just overcook the fuck out of their steaks.
Overcook that bistec until it's like moccasin leather.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what is this? Just go say, oh yeah. I'm like, just because it has onions doesn't mean it's any less tough.
I think it's because they're like our cuts were thinner, like, because we had to make them go farther. So
maybe.
Like,
and it's cheap cuts too.
Yeah, it's cheap cuts. Like, I never had I wasn't, you know, my dad got good steaks for himself, but he wasn't bringing that home for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, we had good steaks at home, but they were overcooking them. My grandmother was, you know, putting them things through the ringer.
Yeah,
you know? She's poking them with a fork and flipping them,
just bleeding them out.
Yeah,
just like there's a reason why you don't use tongs, bro.
One birthday of mine, my mom went out and spent like buku money on steaks.
Yeah, and
my grandmother just butchered each and every one of them. Nobody ever told her. She never knows till this day.
Yeah.
Because, you know, well, I'm not going to do that to my grandmother. But
smushing it.
Yeah,
with
bro.
The spats, like,
it was, and they were like, I think they were porterhouses. They were thick. I remember. I was like, oh, this is hard. This ain't easy. This ain't easy.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Listen, man, if you're going to get your steaks, get a medium at the very least. I want to talk about these impersonators in the rap industry right now, because it's getting out of control.
Yeah, there's one popping up every day. Like, you know, I don't know, man. To me, maybe I'm alone in this opinion. I might be a bit of a hater, to some people, but I just really think that I really think it's one of the lamest things I've seen in a long time. Is this dude carving a heart into his hair?
You're talking about Izzy Drake?
The little fat Drake.
Oh, I just realized that Izzy Drake is like, is he Drake?
Izzy Drake. Yeah. Instead of Drizzy Drake, Izzy Drake. I'm like, this is like, it's straight up like, yo, mom, can we get Drake tickets? Like, mijo, we got Drake at home.
We got Drake at home.
And it's like, oh my God. I'm like, what are these guys doing? And people are paying money for these people to show up, which I don't want to hate. Get your money. Get your money. But where do you go after being Izzy Drake? Where do you go after that?
No, you gotta. This is the thing. He's got to strike while the iron's hot. He's got to get his money. My man's getting like $5,000 an appearance.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, but I mean, given he's not going to a job he don't like.
No,
he's not
working. He's not working for anybody.
But this is out of control, man. It's out of control, man, and it's uber lame to me. It's like, I don't know. It's something about men being impersonators of other men that is just, it's just cuckery. It's just so lame. Like, really, bro? Like, you're out here. How you meet a girl and you're just trying to be Drake? How does that dynamic work?
We talked about this, and it's weird because there's the people who think that they're Elvis, right? They're like Elvis reincarnated. Yeah. And those people are 24 hours a day. They're Elvis.
Yeah, they're getting like hired at nursing homes and shit like that.
Yeah, bro. And then whatever girls they get are girls that are like hyper obsessed with Elvis.
True.
So this one makes sense. Those make sense. This one's a little bit different, right? Because any girl who loves Drake isn't just going to want to be with this guy because he looks like Drake.
Correct.
So he's in a different boat. He's not going to, it's not like you look like one of the fucking, you look like one of the, who's that English band? The Beatles. You don't look like one of the Beatles or something like that. You don't look like Marilyn Monroe. You're not like one of those people who people just obsess over, or they have obsessed over in the past.
Well, people obsess over Drake.
Yeah, but not like, I don't think that they're willing to marry this guy because he looks like Drake the way people are willing to marry a woman who looks like, Jessica Simpson or something like that. There's like all these like Jessica Simpson impersonators or Marilyn Monroe impersonators. I believe that there's men out there hunting those impersonators down to be with them. Because
I don't think so.
You don't think that exists?
No. If it is, those people are sick. That's not something normal.
Yeah, I believe that should exist. That there's people out there who are like actively, there's people out there who are actively changing their facial features to look like certain people. You ever seen that girl look like Kim Kardashian? She's gotten like 50 surgeries to look like Kim K.
Well, Kim K has so much surgery, it definitely is possible. You could go on there. It's like a combo meal. You go up and you order a number 6, and it's all the procedures that Kim got to make her look the way she does.
That's mad funny. Spaz says, isn't there a whole career around Dolly Parton impersonators?
Yes.
Dolly Parton's a big one. Elvis is a huge one.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. I mean, Michael Jackson impersonators, that's the thing. But to me, I mean, it's just super lame to me. Maybe that's just my opinion. Like, now there's a little Dirk one.
Yeah, Perkio.
There's a little Dirk one, and and they're getting themselves involved in situations because rap is different.
Yeah.
You impersonate a rapper, you're not impersonating a pop star, you're not impersonating Justin Timberlake. Like, because now you see this little Dirk impersonator was just like kind of run up on and kind of like coerced and kind of like bullied by 6ix9ine and his people to like put on certain clothes and wear their merch and stuff like that, and you're gonna get yourself in a precarious position. I know that you're trying to I just look like this guy, but some of these guys that you're trying to look like have real life beefs and have like problems.
The guy who looks like Lil Durk is crazy because this guy's gonna catch a fucking stray by mistake because they're gonna think he's this guy.
It's just, to me, it doesn't make sense, and I don't know, and I just don't think that's any way to go through life, is trying to emulate somebody else.
Yeah, but I will say one thing. He's out there getting money.
He is getting money. I mean, I think right now he's charging $3,000 an appearance. The little Dirk guy.
The little Dirk guy. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's charging $3,000, but I just don't know. I don't think this ends well for for people, and it's like, man, just figure your shit out, man.
Listen, if everything fails for me, I'm gonna be an Island Boy impersonator.
Oh my God, bro, that boxing footage that came out of those guys. Oh my God.
Spaz just sent me the boxing footage. We posted it on our Instagram. It's funny. I'm not gonna say what the caption said because it had to do with the shmash memic. But those guys they're just as lame to me.
Yeah.
If the Drake impersonator is lame, then the Island Boys are like the next level up.
They're not as lame as him.
What?
They're not as lame as him. They're at least doing their own thing.
But they're playing a character too. They don't really believe
But
this.
it's an original character.
Okay.
It's an original character.
Yeah.
It's a character they made up.
Yeah.
If that's the case. You know?
I think they're lame as fuck.
Not you think they're lamer than the guy trying to pretend he's Drake and meanwhile he's fat? like, how does that make any sense? How does that any sense?
Lamer? The guys, who's lamer? The Island Boys or the Drake impersonator?
I mean,
the Island Boys got to be the Island Boys 24 hours a day. This guy turns off Drake. He's a Drake.
He doesn't.
You think he's always Drake?
Bro, you trying to tell me when he hooks up with a girl, he don't be like, call me Heartbreak Drake?
Yo, if he's doing that, he said he does. I watched an interview with him. He says he doesn't do that.
I don't believe that. Oh, you think any girl, every single girl can't wait for him to fall asleep in the bed so they could take a picture of him with a stupid heart and post it on their Instagram so that their friends think it's Drake in her bed.
He says he doesn't sleep with women with with them believing that he's like Drake.
Well, nobody believes he's Drake.
People definitely think he's Drake
until you get up close. That's like people that think that a Chrysler 300 is a Phantom until a Phantom pull up.
Yeah,
get out of here with that. That
from
dude
a distance,
is,
like if you were in Miami and he was across the street, 150 yards away, and a bunch of people were around him, you think he's Drake.
I would be like, that's that little fat boy that tries to pretend he's Drake. That's exactly what I would say. That's exactly what I would think.
That's funny. Not knowing that this guy exists, you would believe he's Drake. When I seen him in the club, dude, this is the thing. In the club is different. It's dark. The lights are low. When I seen him, like videos of him in the club, I was like, yo, this motherfucker looks just like Drake.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's girls in the club that look pretty with the lights down low and all that. And then you wake up. And
you got a gremlin next to you.
Yeah, bro. You got somebody in there. You got to check if that's a human.
Yeah, I don't know which one's lamer. I feel like the Island Boys might be the next level up, but I think they're just cringier. They're definitely cringier to me.
They are cringier just because I don't think they know how lame they are. I think the fake Drake is very well aware of how corny he is. And he sits in that corn pocket. He sits in that little corn souffle, and he's very aware of it. You know?
That's why he hasn't really popped. Like he only came out for people to say how dumb he looks.
I don't know.
People only making fun of him. But I agree with you. It is super lame.
And
how funny are the fucking Elon Musk tweets?
Bro, Elon Musk has been out here crushing it. So for anyone that doesn't know, Elon Musk has apparently secured the full-on purchase of Twitter for $54.20 per share. Now, mind you, I don't know if that's really gone through because I'm pretty sure the FCC has to approve that purchase.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, they have to approve a purchase like that. So I think they have come to like a verbal agreement, Twitter and Elon Musk.
They got like a gentleman's bet.
Yeah.
A gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, they were like...
Yeah,
I'll take it. Like, that's as far as I know with my limited knowledge. I don't know if Spaz is on here wants to let us know. But I think that's what we're looking at, is that the idea is there, but it hasn't fully gone through. But his tweets have been killing the game with just the ones he's been throwing up since he's, potentially acquired Twitter. So yes. All right, so he's gone with a series of tweets, and there's also been tweets that other people have put up that he's responded to, which I think are hilarious.
And there's like fake ones that people are putting up that they look like they're from him, but they're not really from him. These, the ones we're going to show you, are really from him.
Yeah, so this right here, this tweet right here from Elon Musk. So he's like, next I'm buying Coca-Cola to put the cocaine back in it.
How funny is that?
So that to me is hilarious because anybody, if you don't know, Coca-Cola used to have a little bit of... in it.
A little bit activity.
You know, back in the day, but that was one. And then there were a few more. Like there was one, I don't know if it was real. One was like, next I'm gonna buy Facebook and delete it. But but I couldn't find which would do the world would be such a better place if they deleted Facebook. But he I don't know if that was real or not. We couldn't find the tweet.
We couldn't find that one.
We couldn't find it on his Twitter page.
Yeah.
But these we could, and they came from him.
And the internet's just going crazy with people like making up fake tweets that like just sound fucking hilarious.
Yeah, like this one here was one that somebody had posted, and he replied to it, and it's hilarious. So this one here,
This is the McDonald's one.
yeah, the McDonald's one. So Elon Musk tweets out, or somebody puts a fake Elon Musk tweet out that says, "Now I'm gonna buy all the McDonald's and fix all the ice cream machines." And so he responds to it saying, listen, I can't do miracles. So if anybody that's ever grown up in the hood and understands what this means, every single McDonald's, the ice cream machine is always magically broken.
Ice cream machine is always broken. It's because the motherfuckers don't want to clean it.
Yeah, they don't want to clean it. It's a big ass process. Like we've stated before on this podcast, I once had that job, you know, where I had to clean out an ice cream machine, and it was torture.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elon's crushing it.
I want to go back real quick because I read something in the chat that was mad funny that Spaz wrote. He said he'd rather be seen out in public with fake Drake. If you got to go out, you're going out to dinner, and you got a choice between the Island Boys and fake Drake. Who you bringing?
The Island Boys.
Okay.
I'd rather be seen with the Island Boys.
All
right. Yeah. I'd rather be seen with the Island Boys, to be honest, man. I can't with that pretend, you know, because then I'm condoning that, you know. Then I'm walking around like I'm kicking it with Drake when really I'm with this dude, and that's lame to me.
Oh, you think it's like okay? You think it's like you'd be endorsing it?
Yeah, it's almost like I'm trying to
like you're hanging out with Drake.
Yeah, like I'm trying to perceive that I'm friends with Drake.
Yeah.
That shit is corny.
Yeah, if I hang out with that guy, he's got to dress different. He can't wear that stupid chain. He be wearing the same chain as Drake.
Bro, the more you talk out loud about it, the more you realize how terrible and corny that shit is.
He's corny as fuck. I just don't want to, like, I just think it's like, it's 100% corny.
Yeah, that shit is corny.
100%.
Yeah,
but
I can't. But
I can't knock the dude's hustle. He's getting money.
You're right. He is getting money. I just yeah. And he's not even the best impersonator, to be honest. Like that, you know.
No.
He
could do like a couple phrases. Like the second you hear him talk, it's like, wait, you're not Drake.
I think that shit is lame, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yo, he needs to fucking, and he looks like he put on a couple pounds too. Dude, if you're gonna be Drake, you gotta be Drake 100%. Hit the gym.
Bro, that's
you got to put more effort into it. I think one of the things that makes him more corny is that he's not really fucking giving this shit 100%.
I mean, I just think it's like, yeah, well, like when I had my long hair and shit and my beard and stuff, people used to tell me that I looked like a young Al Pacino and all this, or I looked like a Serpico. Bro, did I take that? Like that's what happened. Is somebody said he looked like him. It was Tory Lanez said that he looked like Drake, pulled him up on stage, and this guy just ran with that and was like, yup, I look like Drake, and was like, and I'm like, bro.
It is crazy.
I don't know. It is what it is. He is getting money. Go ahead.
I want to address something. If I don't know if you guys can see the tops of my hands. If I look weird, I wasn't like, I'm not a clown full time during the day. I got fucking poison ivy.
Don't listen to him. He's a mime.
I'm a mime full time. I'm a full-time mime. You guys finally know what I do for a living. I'm an IT mime. I told you guys I work in technology. I meant magical technology.
Oh my god!
Yeah, no, I got fucking poison ivy. And,
yeah, bro, it's a little much for me. We also damn, we're closing in on the hour.
Yeah, man.
So I guess we'll end with this. We'll end with this little video clip that we stumbled upon online.
Oh God, yes.
We stumbled upon this video clip online of this guy that apparently was out somewhere at a club or a bar with his girl, and he goes into the men's room and finds that for whatever reason she's in the stall with another guy. Mm-hmm. And so this is what transpires here. What you named it on here is amazing. All right. I don't think there's any audio, is there?
Yeah, they're getting on.
So this is the dude standing here with the hat on, ready to throw that left hand, I guess, when this guy comes out of this stall. Now everybody look at the softest left. He hit him once.
He hit him harder with the door.
Bro, he hit him once with the left hand, and then he's talking wild.
That motherfucker hard enough. Sleep him. Sleep that motherfucker, boy. What's wrong with you?
Bro, that was the most anticlimactic fist fight I've ever seen. Gentlemen, this is why it's important to learn how to throw a punch.
This is funny because if you watch us on Instagram, if you've seen our Instagram, we posted that video of the Island Boys boxing each other. This is even worse than that.
This dude is like, you ain't hit him hard enough.
He said, the truth is that this guy's just barking. Is this still playing? Because I want to talk. I don't want to ruin the audio by talking over it. Punching the wall and shit.
He should have hit that guy as hard as he hit the wall. Look, his girl starting to cry.
Look, I love how everybody's coming in there. Everybody's in the room already now. That's it. Get her out of here.
Yo, look at this, bro. How you not drop that guy? And then they're pleading with him, trying to explain. So I just cut it off. So listen. Now I want to know if anybody. I hope they had audio on that.
Yeah, they did.
So if you guys hear toward the end, yeah, apparently he already knew. Spaz. He already knew. Apparently, I guess I don't know if he recognized his girl's shoes or something. I don't know.
Probably seen her walk into the men's room with some dude.
But
or somebody probably say, "Yo, your shorty's in the men's room." Listen, I'm telling you right now, that's a prime example of somebody who's really upset but is not ready to do anything about it. Because my girl's not gonna get in between me and somebody else. Like that girl's a tiny little human. He could have ragged her and really got it shaken if he wanted to.
Yeah, nah. Yo, my girl would have been like, first of all, that would never happen. Secondly, she would have been like, bro, you better run. You better fucking run, son. But oh my God. So those pity pat punches, that left hand, oh my goodness, bro. And then at the end, they're like, nah, it wasn't even like that. Like the dudes are like, nah, it's not like that. I think he was selling her some coke. I
think it's the hardest hit was with the door.
Yeah, which
there's probably a hook at the back of that door too. You know, the hook where you could put like your jacket on and you're taking a dump.
I mean, bro, that I don't understand, bro. I don't understand some of these people, man.
No, it was the people amping him up, man. Spaz says he might have known the cameras were running. I don't know. I think I'd compose myself differently on camera. Yeah, listen, maybe. But the truth is, I think that those people just amped him up. Yo, you know how it is, and it's really like this in certain neighborhoods where people just want to. Not even certain neighborhoods, everywhere. People just want to amp you up to see a fight.
Bro, there's been how many times, most people that you probably come in contact with in like high school and stuff like that got in physical altercations, the fight never would have happened if there weren't spectators cheering it on.
Yeah. That's 100% true. How many fights have you seen with two people who didn't want to fight?
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's how it goes. Yeah, yo, I feel you on that, Claudio. I'm swinging on everyone, but that ain't his girl no more. Yo, facts.
Nah, that's not his girl no more.
Nah, facts. But everybody would have got knocked out. Everybody in there. Everybody that was giving daps thinking that's funny, everybody would have caught it. Everybody would have caught it, bro. Nah,
I'll tell you, nobody would have laughed if he would have went in there and like mowed past her and started washing this dude up. There would have been no laughs.
Nah, there wouldn't have been no laughs.
Not a single chuckle.
Nah, but I don't know, man. That was just a situation. I couldn't imagine that. First of all, I don't know if those guys were his friends.
No, they couldn't have been his friends.
I think they were just bystanders.
Who's
my man?
Do that to a friend?
Any one of my mans, any one of my friends
would have knocked that guy out.
Would have got that guy before me. They would have just like. We would have been racing. We would have been side by side. We would have got stuck in the stall side by side. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Such an oddly small group of guys, too. You, Spaz. Such an oddly small group of guys too. Usually there's someone that's like 6'2", 230 of pure muscle in a group that large.
That's mad funny. No, but the thing is that none of these guys are his friends.
Yeah,
These are dudes that are here and they're trying to antagonize the situation.
Yeah, and they thought it was interesting, so they were just like talking shit.
Yeah, if this is true and this guy's in the bathroom with this girl trying to get, trying to get dirty, then he deserves to get his ass kicked. But if he was really in there just serving her some yay, like, let's let this business transaction go on and go home like gentlemen,
Yeah, facts.
And then you got to talk to her about why she's buying yay from some dude in the bathroom.
Yeah, in the stall with the door shut.
Yeah, you wildin'?
I wonder if that dude, if her man was at the bar too,
and he
or
asked for
just,
some yay?
No, or if he just ended up showing up there.
Oh,
like,
yeah. What's the back? We need to know some background.
Yeah,
on
I need
this.
some background on that. He had and he was stuck in like 2000, like that was like 2002 with the Dickies and the baggy shirt and the
Dude,
and
that's
the
somewhere in the
fitted.
middle of America. That's why. That's just somewhere in Iowa.
Yeah, bro, for sure. He had some donated shit on from like 15 years ago. But anyway, man, to get it. Yeah, that's facts, bro.
That's 100% true. That's what I said that in my head too. I was like, in my head, I was like, he shouldn't even be getting that. Like, she shouldn't even need to go get that. Like, if they need that, like, he needs to go get that.
Yeah, that's facts. But anyways, man, we're gonna leave you guys with that. We've reached the hour mark. And that's kind of what we got tonight on this Magic Thursday, full of a whole bunch of continuations from last week.
Yeah, that's some cuck shit. Who sends their chick to go get the fucking
Bro,
work?
yeah, bro, come on, son, say what you really feel, bro.
I'm just saying, if that's the case, which I don't really believe it, but if that's the case, if he sent her to go get that, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, don't do that, man. But anyway, man, that's what we got, man. We appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Please give this a thumbs up if you guys if you guys appreciate the video, man. Thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and that's what we got.
Happy birthday, Twiz.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Twiz. Check us out. Audio on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. We've been posting a lot more shorts. Let us know if you guys like it. They seem to be getting a lot of engagement, so our assumption is that you guys like it. We're going to keep going with it. And Masters on episode 94.
That's it, y'all. We out.
Bye-bye.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma. Orgona.